Hi there, it's Victor here. Hello. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to another session on how to grow your wealth. Today we're going to be talking about 8 ways to make money in real estate. I mean, to make money generally in the real estate investment venture. You know, the real estate is one of the safest and most lucrative investment venture. That's pretty much because, one, it's tangible, so you can see the bricks, you can see the house, you can touch it. Secondly, there is equity. Anytime you buy a house, with time it will appreciate. If you buy it today for maybe 20, and then after a couple of years it's 40, you make some equity, so that's appreciation. Then there is a cash flow also. Most of the time when you own properties, there's rent coming in. Let's say the expense of the property was $500 every month and you rent it for $700, you have like a $200 cash flow. Next, you also have tax implication. When you deal with real estate, the taxes are very low as compared to a regular income tax. Very low. Then you also have the advantage of amortization. If you bought the house cash, good. But if you are mortgaging the house, if someone is living in it, they are paying you rent and they are also covering the amortization, which sometimes takes 20-25 years and stuff like that. So those are the advantages, and there are still more of them. But study shows that an average investor got real estate in their portfolio. So if you look at 1 or 2 investors, they always have real estate in their portfolio. One of the greatest pioneers in the real estate venture, Robert Kiyosaki, popularly known for the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, he said, and I quote, "Real estate investing, even on a very small scale, remains the tried and true means of building an individual cash flow and wealth." So it is trusted. They have tried it. It worked. It's one of the trusted way you can build your cash flow as well as wealth. So we're gonna jump into it. We will go through the 8 ways of how to, make money with the real estate. So let's get started. And if it's your first time here, welcome. Please subscribe and press the bell button to be notified anytime I upload a new video. Yes, so the first way to make money in the real estate investment venture is to become a realtor agent. So a realtor agent is just the salesperson when it comes to linking the buyer and the seller. Some people do it full-time, some people do it part-time. Depending on the province or the state you are, some require you to pass the exams. So you take some courses, you have phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. It ranges from, the course fee ranges from $2,000 to $4,000. So you have to become satisfied, you have a license, so you go through some codes. And then that's when you'll be able to, anytime you sell a house, between the seller and the buyer, you make a percentage. So percentage will range from 2 to 5%. So people make money that way. So that's the first way. The second way to make money in real estate is real estate property. So be it you buy a house and hold it, or be it you rent it, you're gonna make money anyway. Let's say you're renting a house or a couple of rooms, or maybe a rental property. When you rent it out, you have there will be appreciation, just like we said before. There will also be cash flow. If you are holding the house for a long term, then you benefit from equity, which is appreciation with time. So that's another way. Most investors, they like cash flow. They like to see money, because they always say, if I don't see the money now, if I'm waiting in the future is speculation. So they like to see money coming in and out. The third way of making money in the real estate is become a property manager. You've seen in all those high-rising condominiums, there's always this handy guy moving around, the property manager. They have to be technical. You have to know how to do some plumbing, some roofing, some do-it-yourself. That's another way you can be a property manager and you can make money. So they manage complexes. You might need training, or some people learn as apprenticeship in the job. So, or they are knowledgeable about the job just by working with friends or doing training and stuff like that. So that's the third way. The fourth way is flipping. I considered flipping real estate and wholesale under the same category. Flipping is just that you buy a single family home or whatever property, you buy it below the value at that time. Let's say it's a distressed home. You check the comparables in the area. Houses are selling for 200. And then you see a house which is depressed, kind of dilapidated, is selling like 40% below the average repair value. Because when you look at a house, let's say it's 200,000, you want to make sure when you see any house in that area, just imagine that you do your renovation and you add all the holding costs, it should come up to that 200,000. So if 200,000 is the after repair value, you want to get something at least 50% or even 40%. That's the analogy. You have to always check the average, the after repair value before considering buying a flip. The next one now, which moves on to a different level, which is kind of investors or funds, is real estate investment trust. I mentioned this before when I talked about income and assets. Real estate investment fund, it's kind of the stock category in the real estate. Some people call it real estate stocks. So what happened? So these are shares of companies. So you have property management companies, developers. They bring this to the market. They actually bring it to the stock exchange market. But it's all, when you look at the funds, they are all real estate related. So it can be Fundrise, it can be Real Crowd. So these are management companies that manages hospital, hotels, property management. They put funds. So example of those funds are like Vanguard Real Estate Index. The symbol of that is VNQ. You can check that if you are interested in real estate. Another example of it is the Fidelity Securities Real Estate Income Fund. The symbol of that is FSREX. So you don't really need too much money to invest in real estate, just like I mentioned before. Because anytime people think about real estate, they think about, down payment from 5 to 20%. I need to be pre-approved for mortgage. No, there are ways you can get into real estate without actually owning a property. Okay, so now let's move to number 6. Number 6, the sixth way of making money in real estate is real estate crowdfunding. This is a very interesting one. It started like 5 years ago. Not many people know about it. It's like peer-to-peer lending. The typical example is, let's say, developers like Mary Croft or Tribute Community. They want to build. Developers want to build, but they are short of funds. And when they're short of funds, they go to the bank tells them, we will give you the money, but for 12% interest. And they're like, 12% is too much. They now go to some platforms. There are some platforms that me and you can go in and deposit money in and give the money to those developers in return of an interest rate. So we act now as a bank. So there are a lot of platforms like that. You can check out Real Crowd, there is Reality Mugu, there is Fundrise. So all you do is you go into the platform, you look at all the different developers. Developers are rated from A to F if they are able to pay or they are not able to pay. And the way it works is that, let's say a real estate developer, let's say Tribune Community, they come in, they want $10,000. You don't necessarily have to give all the $10,000. You can look at Tribute and you're Tribute are good, they are paying well. Well, I'm going to give them just $1,000. The other person will give them $1,000. They will agree on the interest rate. They will pay your interest rate. Just the same thing that the bank is doing, but now it's individual making money from it. So that's the 6th point. So now let's move to the 7th point. The 7th point brings us back now into management, house inspector. Anytime there is a transaction or a closing in real estate, the house or the property need to be inspected. And you see, these people, they make like, anytime they inspect a home is between $200 to $400. All you need to do is just know about certain codes. You might do inspection of the roof, the structure, the plumbing, the heating and cooling, which is the HVAC. You might need to know some of those codes. So some people take courses, some people learn as apprenticeship in the job. That's another way. People do it full-time, people do it part-time. Most realtors who are realtor agents, they also do this as part-time just to supplement their income, you know. So that's another way you can make money in the real estate venture. Last but not the least, home appraisal. That's another good one. Home appraisal also make between $200 to $400 each time they come in to appraise a home. You see, when you buy a home for the first time, or if you want to get a loan from the bank, or you want to pull money off, like you have equity on your loan, you want to pull money off, the bank doesn't like it. They want to check, is the house still in the condition that you bought it? They send an agent to come in and check the house. Is it still up to the value? So they're going to come in, check the roof, check the structure, check if there are any major damages inside, if it's still in good condition. And then they will go and tell the bank or the financial institution that, oh, everything is intact, it's up to the value. And sometimes the bank or those institutions, they already know the value of the house, because there is something called MPAC, the Municipality Property Assessment Corporation. They always have this database where each house in every neighborhood, the value of that house is in it. They know the value, but all they are coming to do is just to verify, to make sure it is correct. So this brings us to the end of this session. Again, the major objective is to grow your wealth. If you find this video valuable, please subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what investment strategies you are taking and how you are developing. Until then, have fun. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe.